Hello, welcome back to the channel. And I've got a brew. This video contains strong language because when I did my test the other week, my alternator's been playing up. I keep doing this. Starter motor's been playing up. So when I turned the key, I thought the solenoid were missing. Not pushing the pinion gear out and whatever. So, it turns out it actually wasn't that, but I'll explain that in video. It was something else. So yeah, bit of strong language because I was underneath the vehicle in freezing cold, racking my knuckles on everything. But the key point of this video is to be a vanlifer, to be a camper, to be anyone in wilderness, even a hiker, fisherman, whatever. You've got to have some knowledge, as in like, it's alright being a vanlifer and having tons of knowledge, know how to live in the outback and throw spears at fish and, you know, but if you've got a vehicle, you need to have a basic understanding of vehicle knowledge, which from what I can see with a lot of vanlifers, they ain't even got a Scooby-Doo of what is what. So, I mean, I'm not saying all about them. They are brilliant, some of the channels. You know what, they've got more subscribers than me and what have you, and they're great. And there's some vanlifers out there who are I've got a lot of mechanical knowledge, which is great. That's what you need. It's a good all-round thing. But what I'm saying is, the alternator failed outside where I live, basically, which were okay for me because I could get a new part and it were easy. It were outside my house. I could leave it just parked here and it were fine. Outside, it were parked outside. She hadn't got a car, so she's not bothered. But if I'd have been out in the middle of the North Yorkshire moors or the middle of Scotland and this happened and I had no breakdown cover, you are fucking screwed. Sorry, pardon my French again. You're screwed. If you haven't got no vehicle knowledge, or if you don't even know how to bump a vehicle for a start. I mean, a lot of people don't know you can bump a diesel. And for example, we had this little Blingo van, and it wouldn't start because the battery was flat. I was like, it's alright, don't worry about it. I says, I'll open the door, I'll run with it, and I'll jump in and put it in second gear and let clutch out. You can't do that. So what do you mean you can't do that? Because you can't bump a diesel. I said, yeah, you can. No, you can't. I goes, well, shift and I'll show you. And I did it and I bumped it. He goes, well, I never knew you could bump a diesel. You can bump a diesel. I think it does knack a cat up inside, or it does something to exhaust. But my truck hasn't got a cat anyway, so it doesn't matter to me. It's not good for a vehicle, but it gets it started. Now, if you're not even strong enough to push your van, I'll be honest, I'm not strong enough to push this van. It weighs a ton. I've tried pushing it before when starter motor went before. And it was hard work. I mean, I did it, but as soon as you get to any gradient hill, no, you're not moving it. It just stops. So, and you can imagine a vanlifer's van being packed. So they probably don't limit at 3.5 ton. You're not moving it. If you're up a dirt track, you're not moving it. If you're in a bumpy car park, you're not moving it. So sometimes someone has to come and save you, don't they? In my case, we're easy because I were outside my own home. But I mean, if you were in absolute sticks and this happened to you, which I'm pretty sure it's happened to a few of them, I think it happened to someone and it cost them £1,000 or something to get the van towed to the nearest garage, and then they had to pay for the garage. Me, I just did this whole starter motor myself because it's not that hard to do on this, really. I could imagine on some vehicles it's a pain in the arse, but this one's quite easy. As you'll see in the video, it's not bad. So what I mean is to have some basic knowledge of a vehicle and how it works is going to aid you. If you're going to do any type of van life in future, I'd read a few books or watch a few YouTube videos on basic problems and what you can solve yourself and what you can't. It could be something stupid like a blown fuse. We get that all the time with trucks and what we work with. A lot of the time with lights and things, it's blown fuses. Easy fix, and some people won't know that. And then they'll get some guy to look at it and go, oh, you know, that'll be 300 quid please, because he's changed the fuse. So, as you will see in this video of my frustration of being underneath this vehicle and banging my head on everything, and it's got a slight oil leak, so I got covered in oil as well. I've got a knowledge of vehicles. I have done a lot of work. I'm not saying like you have to strip and rebuild engine or all like that, but it's good to have an idea of what you're doing, or idea of what it might be. So this is my video of vehicle maintenance and my starter motor braking. Hope you enjoy. Hello. This video kind of not out of blue, but I've had a sticky starter motor. I'm tired, been at work. Sticky starter motor on my LT for a while now, and it's absolutely doing my boxing. The thing is it's actually a new alternator, which pisses me off. I'm just gonna make sure I'm not getting run over. It's a new alternator, so the solenoid's faulty on it, but luckily for me, I've actually got a spare engine for my LT. Don't ask me how I got it, but I got one. This is the shitty old alternator off it. I'm gonna test this now. I'm gonna see if it works. If this alternator works, I'm putting it on, because that new one I've got is absolutely rubbish. But the new alternator, I've actually bought a new solenoid for it, so I could probably put it back together and keep it as a spare for when this one packs in, if this one works. Looks shabby. Everything seems to work in it. The gear's working, so it's moving, I should say, freely. So we'll give it a go. Just got to wire all this up now. See, I've just tried it, but it didn't work because it's not been earthed properly. So I've just earthed it here. Now I'm going to take my isolator out of my truck, because I don't want it to. I don't know if it can or not, but I don't want it to damage. I don't want it to damage out. So, by the way, when I bought this truck, there were wires going everywhere, and I had to cut them all out. That's why that looks like a mess, but it's really not. I know where everything goes. So we are. Just tying that up back in short. So I tried that, it didn't work. I don't think the cables are big enough to turn it. So what I'm going to do, just inspecting flywheel, make sure I haven't lost any teeth. Well, from what I can see, it looks alright. There's a little bit of damage on it, but not major. Pretty strong thing, to be fair. It's not like there's a piece of shits I get made today. Okay, tell them in a good mood. Oh, so I tried fitting that one. It's a different starter motor. It's getting late. I've been at it about 3 or 4 hours now. That don't fit. It's a different starter motor. It's too long. But I probably would fit, but it won't fit into the opening. Not anyway. I actually found out what was wrong with this one. I took it to bits because I needed to know. So I thought the solenoid was sticking. I've actually bent that a little bit for this little plunger. Put action back for that. It turns out this is what happens when you buy shit on the internet. It's actually plastic on the inside, and the joint snapped in there. There's no way I've done that by taking it to bits. No chance. It's just a piece of shit. Pardon my French. So yeah, I need to source a new starter motor now. This is going to be a job in itself. Exciting. But as long as I found it, I'm not going to knock teeth off me. My flywheel now. So it'd be nice if that one would fit. I think that's for an E1 engine. Mine's an Act. So see what they get back to me and see if I can get another one. So far, truck's not moving anywhere. Brill. Well, at least it's happened now, not in summer. Well, with next day, I found my original starter motor. It was in the scrap pile at work still. I managed to rummage through and get it out and get a part number off it. So I've actually ordered a new one. So I'm actually dissect this one. I'm going to see if the insides of this one are actually metal or not. The other one was plastic. I might be able to piece together a decent starter motor out of one. So for the people who don't know, that's what the inside of a starter motor looks like. These planetary gears to gear it a bit so it can turn engine over. Obviously that's your motor. That is absolutely knackered. It's been outside for months. So I'm going to have to get inside this bit here and try and see if I can find mechanism. Look at that. Look how that's cleaned up. Not bad for 28-year-old. Managed to get solenoid off, and that's plastic too. But in all fairness, it looks a lot better quality than the other one. Let me see if I can get into there and have a look. The other one didn't look like it had that on. So here we are, the new one. This is the piece of shit old one. It's like a starter motor graveyard in here. Right, let's get this one fitted. Right, I'm under the van. I'm gonna get it fitted now. I would set it up to show you, but it's just too hard to hold before and do it. But it's gonna go in that here. I'll get it done. Get it done now. There's something else I'm gonna say, but I can't remember. Oh, just fitted. I oiled these bolts up just in case for next time. I must have done that before as well because they were nice and loose. I've got to put these in, these connections. I'm going to oil them up as well. I've got some nice spray I can put on them and keep them protected. I've done all connections. I've given them a spray. These bottom nuts here are so fucking tight. Sorry, pardon my French. That it unwinds the entire thread, so I've just completely left that and then sandwiched that one and then put this one on the top, but it's really, really tight this. And I've sprayed it up as well. This wire goes to the alternator. It's like a signal cable, so when you first start an LT, the battery light's on and you get a little rev and it goes off because that's the signal. I think what cars these days, I don't think they have them. So yeah, let's test. Right, we'll test it. I've made sure it's not in gear, because on an LT I've done this before and been in gear and run over my own foot. said a graveyard. This one, that's broken. I'm going to use the motor off this one. I've ordered a new solenoid. I'm going to use the front of my old one. I'm going to put them together and see if they work. That might have to be on another video yet. So just stay tuned. I'll let you know. Well, that to me is a job well done. I finally got started after a week. Hey up. Boggles. Now I can concentrate on other things that need fixing. Oh dear. I'll see you in the next video. Stay safe.